Ah, it sucks. If someone rejoins, bring him
Give me a
in.
background for this
We can
test.
ridicule them. It'd be really funny.
There we go.
All right, so here is my reminder from admin, and it's for the exact reason that Chris, that we just had to get rid of Chris's illegal twin. Video on if you have video. Alan, I know you don't have video, but I think everybody else does. And then no hoods or hats, no laying down, and no eating.
Wasn't like the entire like PDF leaked or something?
Which would be a weird thing to do anyway. What PDF?
The learning all the links for the Zoom. I heard there was like leaked or something.
Yeah, I have it. But I just use it to get
No, but it is public.
It's not leaked. It's not leaked. It's public. Yeah.
Yeah, it's public.
How's it leaked?
Yeah, you can just look. You can literally look up distance learning PDFs, and like it's literally there.
Yeah, they
I
sent
don't
it
know if
in.
that qualifies as a leak. All right.
Yeah, me is there now.
Here we go. So, what I want to
there be from what we're used to saying?
Well, first we're going to potentially see sports and
do is talk about this test before we start taking it. So I'm gonna mute you all just to get all those TVs out of the background. But if you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask it. So you may use your notes, but you have to keep in mind that like using notes in books does slow you down. So you probably don't want to use them until the end. You want to go through and use your brain power and answer as many questions as you can. And then at the end, when you see how much time you have left, then you go through and you use your notes and books to answer whatever you can with the time you have left. But, and I mean, I saw this happen like this week. So this isn't like Miss Lonergan telling a story from like, 27 years ago. This happened on Monday. Like you get to number 3 after 30 minutes and then the test goes whoosh and submits. And that's like the terrible tragedy. And yes, you got numbers 1, 2, and 3 correct. Good job. But, the other 54 questions on the test didn't get answered because you were taking too long looking up every single answer. So you've got to be aware that, yes, you may use your notes in your books, but you've got to, keep your eye on the time. And I think the best way to keep your eye on the time is to just try and use your brain first. So answer all the questions that you can, and then go back with your notes after you've done that. Hector.
How many questions exactly are on this test?
I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so the second thing is I'm going to go ahead and give you this link, and I want you to scroll all the way to the end to the translation section so I can look at that with you. So go ahead and open up the FlexiQuiz.
And we need to input our name and email address and that stuff.
Yes. And keep in mind that your first entry is the only one I take the grade from. So you can take it a second time by adding in a second email address. And I am so happy for you that you got a 100 on that second one. But
it started.
Whatever the first grade is. All right, so if you scroll to that last page, you will see that the, and actually, why don't I just pull it up with you? So you'll see that the translations are laid out like this. And what you want to do is on the Latin to English like this, where it says pueri, you can write as many words as you want in this blank. Because, in English, we have to add pesky words like articles, or like if it's genitive, you need to say like of the girls or whatever. If it's ablative, you might need to add a by, with, at, from, in. So however many words you need, you can put in this blank to make the sentence. All right? So you're going to write the exact translation of the word in the blanks as it would appear in the sentence. So that's what you'll put in that blank. If you want to write out the sentence on scratch paper first, so that you know what chunk goes into that blank, feel free to do that.
What is the?
So hold on one
Does-
second. On the Latin, it's a little bit more straightforward, and most of them are Latin. That's the only Latin English. These are English to Latin.
My time has
In
already
the-
started.
Second. On the English to Latin, only one word goes in each of these blanks. Okay, so see it says one word per blank here, one word per blank. So on all of these, you're only writing one word. No matter how many words are here, the street of glass, it's only one word that goes in each of these. All right, so go ahead and get started. Good luck, Godspeed. I can look at your progress, so I will about halfway through look and see how you're doing, and I'll give you a little update. I might tell you to go back and take a look at something. And if you have any individual questions for me, go over to the chat and drop it down so it's just to Miss Lonergan, and you can type to me so that not everybody can hear. But if you have a question for the good of the group that everybody would benefit from, then you can use your voice. Are there any questions for the good of the group? Okay. So if you have a question just for me, like not everybody should hear it, you can type it over in the chat and I will answer just you so that not everybody has to hear your question, especially if it has like an answer in it. When you're finished, you can hit submit and then just stick around because we are going to go over the answers like we normally do.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So can some of them be like? Can some of the answers be like picked multiple times? Like I can, or is it usually just one answer?
One answer. All right, Aaron, your test is looking good. You have a typo in your fourth masculine chart. So
Like a wrong answer type.
yeah, but it's literally a typo. So just go
Uh,
watch
with
yourself.
masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth neuter or fourth.
Fourth masculine. Just go box by box and double check your work. Alan, looking good.
Oh. I think I found it.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Um,
My computer's doing like autocorrect stuff to some of them, so I have to change them back.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, Chase, that's Antoninus. So make sure you get that in there. So it doesn't mark you wrong. And Chris, you may want to pick up the pace a little bit here. You're not going to finish. Are you doing the look up every answer thing?
Miss Lonergan,
Mm-hmm.
when we go to the next page, can we go back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Clark, looking good. Watch your spelling on those 5 good emperors. I know that's tough, but I'll go back and fix it if you miss them for that, but try. Hector, looking great. Just again, check your work. There's a couple you might miss for going too fast.
Like what section?
It was an all over issue. Jacob, you're gonna need to pick up the pace. Richie, you're gonna need to pick up the pace. Robbie, good. Ryan, good. All right, Steven, you may have to pick up the pace a little bit. Whit, were you here when I said you can use your notes?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really needed my notes yet, except for Fit Declension Feminine is making me really mad. I don't know it, nor can I find it.
I would take out my, if I were you, I would take out my reading on ancient Egypt and use my notes there. And slow down on these translations. Who is this? Zane. Test looks great up until there, and then it starts getting a little sideways. And you've got plenty of time, Zane. So slow down and take a better look at those.
Just learning. And what's lead? Like LED?
The past tense of to lead.
Is that? I thought it was still spelled LEAD.
Mm-mm.
What? What is that?
Yes, Hector?
For the word where, I'll just type it because it might give away an answer.
Maybe a type me question. All right. Have I answered everybody's questions in the chat? Nobody's waiting on me? Okay. forgot to record this. Okay, here we go. And back where we were. Cats in ancient Egypt.
All of the above.
All of the above. Good. They were considered to be a physical form of Isis. They were mummified and buried in tombs, and they controlled the mouse population in temples. Which of the following is not true of the life of peasants in ancient Egypt?
The life of peasants changed considerably upon the arrival of the Romans, and peasants were allowed to keep part of what they planted.
Oh, we could click multiple?
That's not correct. Only one answer is right.
Oh,
Never
okay, the
mind.
first one then.
I
So
swear I read that.
we're allowed to keep part of what they planted. That's not true of life.
Wait, I literally just read
Peasants
that.
changed considerably
Yeah,
on the arrival of Romans. That one's
that one's not right. Well,
That's correct. Sorry, I got really thrown off there. The life of peasants changed considerably upon the arrival of Romans. During the reigns of Hadrian and Antoninus Pius, see how we spelled the names in the test? Isn't that so nice? And how you could just copy them later down. Whose dream was fully realized?
Augustus.
Justice.
How in this question, another one of them is spelled right there. Isn't that amazing? All right, define bureaucracy. Who can do this for us?
I got you.
Go ahead.
A system of government where it's ruled by, or where decisions are made by state officials instead of elected officials.
Very good. Thank you. All right, who were the 5 good emperors? Up here, we've got some of them listed.
Trajan, Adrian, Nerva,
Aurelius.
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 Antonius Pius.
Good. All right, here we go. This is our beatbox declension. What are our endings here?
Oos,
Ooh.
oos, ooey, oos, ebus, ebus.
Very nice. What about fourth?
Oos, ooah, ebus, ebus.
Very nice. All right, fifth.
Res, as aama, as erum, ebus, as ebus.
Nice. All right, fourth declension nouns are mostly,
Masculine.
while fifth declension nouns are
Feminine.
very nice. All right, so here we go. This is probably where things got a little bit
Dicey.
looking for dicey.
Leaky.
So like if we have different words than what it's saved as, are you gonna go through all of those?
Trying to admit Jason. Did I successfully admit Jason? Okay. So yeah, and I put all of the possible answers in there too, so it should work. So it says write the exact translation of the word as it would appear in a sentence. So pueri, how would you translate that?
The boys.
Boys.
The boys
The boys.
is how it would be once this whole sentence is written out. So you could also put just boys and that would have worked. You could also put some boys and that would have also worked. All right, then so that in here you would have put in this blank. Down here for the verb
Read aloud.
would have been are.
I said recited.
Yes, are reciting because it's present tense.
Oh, shoot.
Or you could say recite for present tense.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
All right, and then nomina. What are they reciting? The
name.
names.
Names. Oh, I put name. My bad.
So did I.
Names.
Can I get like points for that or like nah?
It's just 1 point. Phalium.
Cat.
Cat.
And again, it's
Gotta be
the
plural.
plural, so
Plural.
Oh my gosh, I put all the same. Dang it, dude.
of the.
That's why I got points off.
I even put other.
All right. That's the
Yes.
exact translation of the word blank as it would appear in sentence. The shopkeeper. Abernarius. Lead.
Duke Deuce.
No, we need a perfect tense. We need the third principal part. The verb is duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. So we need the third principal part, which is duxi, plus our perfect endings, and those are eat, eat, emus, root. So what's the right ending?
Duxit.
Correct. So tabernarius, duxit. All right, the public affairs. There were like a million. I remember typing these in because there were like a million ways you could translate this that I would have accepted. And we'll spare ourselves maybe from going through every single one. Let's start with affairs because you need the noun before you do the adjective always, right? Because the adjective is just going to agree with the noun in case, number, and gender. So what's the affairs?
Is it res or rem?
Race. And that has to be accusative, and it's plural, and then we know it's feminine because declension nouns are feminine. So then the public, we can make that an adjective, and then it would be publicas. Or if you have seen it done, if you had just seen it done as a genitive, the affairs of the public, and you naturally did res publicarum, or res publicae, those were also accepted answers that went in there. All right, on should have been a nice, fun give me. What'd you get for that? In, good. And then by, with, at, from, in means the street needs to be ablative. So what's that going to be?
Weon.
Wea. I know Chase is probably driving him. Peter's driving him insane. All right, wea, and then of glass. Again, there were a couple of different things I would accept here because you could have said of glass or of glass makers. Either way would be fine. So you could do vitrii or vitriarorum. Any questions about that?
Not just vitrium.
No, because it's a second declension noun. The genitive would be e, an I.
Got it.
All right, write the exact translation of the word in the blank because it was appear in the sentence. So, many robbers. Again, we got to go to our noun first so that we know what the ending would be. What's the word for robbers?
Operae.
You could use operae, in which case the ending on molt would be
Multi.
You could use latrones, in which case the ending on molt would be
Multis.
multi. With an I. All right, extorted. What would that be?
Extorqueo.
That's the verb. Extorqueo, extorquere, extorsi, extorsus. So you're going to take extorse and then put your ending on it. So it would be extorse.
Erumt.
Hello?
Good.
Oh.
All right, wealth. You have two different words you could use. You could either use money, like
My internet's bad right now.
okay.
Okay.
Or you could use wealth, which would be like opes. Anybody use a different word that I'm not thinking?
I used Fortuna.
That's a stretch, but I'll let you have it as long as you put a good ending on it.
I hope I put a good ending on it.
And then from, what should you use there? It's only a stretch because fortune doesn't mean wealth. It means like luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But I get what you're trying to say. So it's, I'll
Thank you.
what does from mean? I mean, what's the Latin word for from?
Is it quam?
In this case, it's going to be day. And some people may have put X there. And again, I can kind of see why you would, and I'll probably get that back to you. The shopkeepers, what's that going to be?
Tabernarius again.
And we need to put by, with, at, from, in means it's going to be ablative. So what's the ablative ending here? Alan's working so hard. Is no one going to help him? You're going to leave your man out here like this?
What do they want? What do you want?
Shopkeepers, ablative plural. Tavernari.
Tabernari East.
There we go. Tavernari East. All right, with a secret attack. Again, we got to go to attack first because we don't know what the ending will be on secret on the adjective until we've figured out the noun. So what's attack? It's one of those from our 4th, 5th packet.
Impetu.
Good. Impetus. And then by, with, at, from, in means it's going to be ablative. And whoever said it, was that you, Hector? You already put the ablative ending on it. So impetu. So we need an ablative. And it's 4th declension, so it's masculine. 4th declension masculine, ablative, masculine, singular. So secretus aum, what is the masculine singular ablative ending going to be for that word? Secret.
Secretum.
Secreto. Like that.
Oh, ablative.
All right, that was a lot. Y'all hung through. Alan, you were a real trooper there. Really carried the team. Wow. We all know who we want on our side in battle because that was unbelievable. So again, I'll take a look at these and see if there are any points I'd give back to you for spelling, etc. But I think that there is a lesson to be learned here with these online tests that you'll be taking, and not just, you know, your Latin classes, but all your classes, is don't lose points for no reason. Be careful, be cautious, spell wisely. And I'm sure I'm not the only teacher in the world who's purposely putting answers elsewhere on the test to give you the chance to be able to spell it correctly. Because this ain't none of our first rodeo, I'll tell you that. So look around if you're not sure how to spell something. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, there's no homework because I'm sure you all studied long and hard for this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was confusing, but I think I got the gist of it. So now I understand what's coming next.
Did anyone else?
Well, that.
I don't care.
All right.
I love you. I'll see you on Thursday. Wow. Didn't even wait for my goodbye. All right.
Here you go.
Catch it on the flip.
Yeah, Miss Lonergan. I'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Hey, we got. She lets
What?
us in 5 minutes early. You can play.
What?
You gotta have your amp ready 5 minutes early, so when she lets us in, you can play.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if Adam.
Oh, well, he left. He was talking.
Yeah, he's long gone. That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
So
Thank you, ma'am.
He was on